Hello again. We are back with one more video, and today's video is all about Sanity, the Sanity CMS alternatives. But here's the thing, right? Instead of just comparing apples to apples, we're going to understand where these alternatives actually make sense. Like, if you're very new here, a quick introduction. My name is Bishan Parna, and this channel is all about headless CMS, composable commerce, strategies, and more. So let's move on to the video. Who this video is for? I think I cover this part mostly in every video, but let me do this here in this video as well. If you are a CTO, CPO, PM, growth lead, or say a founder of a SaaS product currently using Sanity CMS, or considering to use it, and also wants to explore other options as well, like you have like Sanity with others and options, then you are probably not just looking for a list of alternatives. You want to understand when and why these alternatives make sense for your specific situation, right? So, making that final call on which headless CMS to use instead of Sanity is actually a very, very big deal. Hey, come on now. When you're the CMO, PM, or growth lead, right? Like, literally, you don't get paid for the hours that you work. You actually get paid for the decisions you make, right? So, yeah, with that point in mind, what is so different about this video? I mean, I'm sure this is another question about every video that you watch, right? Like, what is so different about this? So, I think in every video, even I emphasize on the point as to why that particular video is so different. So, um, why is this video different? Because we are going to dive deep into where these alternatives make sense based on your specific requirements, your case complexity, your team structure, your pricing constraints, everything. And why? Because we have built everything from a simple landing page to composable e-commerce platforms to custom multi-tenant SaaS solutions. And we have learned what the best CMS is depending on the situation and the context, right? So that is exactly why. Now, here in this video, what we would cover, obviously, the top sanity alternatives, and when each one of these makes sense, whether you're building a landing page or you're building a headless e-commerce or you're building a complete SaaS. So this is what we're going to cover, and I understand your other question would be like, why should you listen to me? I've said it over and over again, but I again repeat it. I've been building modern web products for over a decade, and I have built probably everything right now. We've built probably everything. I run a focused team called VFrame Tech, and it's based out of Bangalore. This is what we do for a living. We don't just build marketing sites. We built landing pages for startups, composable e-commerce platforms, custom multi-tenant SaaS, enterprise-grade content management systems. So obviously, we've worked with a lot of the clients. Say, for example, I'll give you an example. Abax is a publicly listed client that we worked with. Unimig is where we are doing e-commerce. We worked with the likes of Samsung, Lamborghini, and the list goes on and on. Say, for example, Anipalat, where we've used Builder.io. So obviously, there are a lot of other companies that we work with different technologies as well. Now, that includes the likes of Sanity too, correct? So, and these are the testimonials that says a lot about us and the kind of work that we have delivered. So, and you should also know that we are, not only me but my team members, we have like multiple profiles on Upwork which are top rated, 100% job success. So we are there everywhere. We are top rated. We are the team to look vouch for. So, apart from this, also what I would like to emphasize on is that we have worked with 10 plus headless CMS platforms, 8 plus headless e-commerce platforms, along with fully custom CMS architectures across industries like AI, SaaS, marketplaces, fashion, and education. Now, most importantly, what I would like to bring to your notice is the point that we are not tied to any vendor. We don't get paid by a CMS company to recommend their tools. We match tools to your actual business needs, team capabilities, and growth patterns. And that's the whole point of this video, right? We help to understand where each alternatives actually makes sense. So yes, so before we dive in, right, let me be completely transparent. We actually love Sanity as a CMS. Okay, we've used it in tons of projects, and it's a fantastic tool. In fact, I can actually show you some projects as well. Say, for example, let me just go into catalyzer.com. Yeah, so this is one of our clients that we work with. We've built the entire page on Sanity. The content management system here is Sanity, and it turned out to be great. So this is one of those examples that I'm trying to show you. We've also used Sanity for headless e-commerce projects, marketing sites, and you name it, we've done that. Let me come back to this screen. So yeah, but here's the thing, like as an agency, right, that's not, it's not like we're married to a single platform, correct? We've learned that Sanity doesn't fit every situation, though it's a great fantastic tool. Sometimes the pricing doesn't make sense, sometimes the teams needs different features, sometimes the project requirement just calls for a very different approach. So yes, we want to openly discuss all of these things and those alternatives that can actually make sense for you. Like, let's assume there are five key pointers and something is not really going well, you can obviously vouch out for these alternatives. I'm not here to bash Sanity, or we are here to help you make the right choice. So let's get started. Okay, this is the blog that we have actually written. The CTO of our company has actually written. I think you can go through this blog in detail, but I'm going to make it very easier for you. I'm going to pick up those points which are crucial for you, and then lead you to a point where you can make a decision. Now, the first thing is, let's look at the kind of alternatives that we have. Now, one of them is Directus. Obviously, Directus connects directly to your database, turns it into a content management system. It's been in the market for quite some time. Payload, the developers, they're very developer friendly, developers favorite. Contentful for the enterprise level, use cases. Strapi, been the market leader for quite some time, helps create content API very quickly. So a lot of notable users like Posthog or Society General. Builder.io, a very good visual CMS, which again is a great alternative to Sanity as well. Now, the best CMS depends on who's using it and how technical your team is and where your business is headed, right? So obviously there are multiple different ways how you basically. Okay, I'm just gonna put my screen because I was not visible there, so I'm just trying to make myself visible here. So obviously, the best CMS depends on who's using it, how technical your team is, and obviously what your business is headed to. So first thing is about what you pay for, right? Like the pricing models. Payload, CMS, say Directors, Strapi are free if self-hosted. Pay obviously you for cloud hosting. Builder.io cost depends on page visits, a lot of other aspects. Contentful cost based on how much content you store and how often it's accessed. So a lot of these things you'll have to look at. Now let's look at technical architectures, target users, and content management. Now, when it comes to technical architecture, say for example how it's built, correct? Payload at Strapi is built on Node.js, very good for developers, as I already told you earlier. Directors works with SQL databases, ideal for data-heavy use. Builder.io, visual and component based. So obviously, it's easy for non-coders. Say, for an example, a marketing team who just wants to drag and drop, Builder.io is for you. Contentful is again very easy for your team to do, built with APIs in mind. Great for scalability and connected systems. Now let's look at target users. I mean, I've been talking about target users, but let me just emphasize here as well. Payload and Strapi, great for full stack developers. Directors develop very comfortable for both developers and anybody who's non-technical as well. Because I come from non-technical, I've used Directors and it's easy. Builder.io, definitely non-technical and marketers can use it. Drag and drop, very easy, makes your life super easy. Contentful, easy again for non-technical, majorly for enterprise teams and agencies. Now let's look at content management, right, and deployment. There are multiple other subcategories as well. Now, when you look at content management, say Payload. Let's start with Payload. Payload and Strapi are flexible, structured content management is what they have. Obviously, Strapi is a traditional CMS, feels very similar to website content management tools. Directors manages content data like a spreadsheet, if that can be called. Builder.io is again drag and drop. Contentful focuses on planning and structured content. So that's one of the things that you can look at. Now, in terms of deployment, obviously Payload is self-hosted. They have a paid cloud. Directus self-hosted cloud again. Strapi self-hosted required, or you can obviously has the same thing. You can run on a paid cloud as well. Builder.io and Contentful fully cloud-based, no installations obviously needed. So that is one of those things. Now, when we look at team setup, right, and technical requirement, I'll come to later. Obviously, the team setup, let's assume that your company is a developer led company. So it's a developer driven company. So obviously Strapi, Payload, or Directus will give you like full control. Let's assume it's a marketing and content led team, right? Then you would probably have to consider Contentful or Builder.io, as we emphasize how easy it is for say for a quick publishing or a simple workflow, while Builder.io becomes like a drag and drop for editors. Now, if it's a mixed team, right, directors and Contentful, it's balanced. Like obviously, Contentful becomes very easy in terms of usage. Directors is again very easy in terms of usage. It offers a balance. So if you have a mixed team, you can probably look at directors and Contentful. Contentful obviously for an enterprise level, because it becomes really hefty in terms of pricing as it scales. So only enterprises can actually afford it. Now, in terms of technical needs, right? If I mean, there are a couple of things that can be structured and spoken about. One is like, let's assume that you need a full control, obviously full backend control. You need like Strapi, Payload, or Directors for that. Now, if you're already using a database, obviously Directors makes it very easy. Directors forms a layer over it. Obviously helps you give APIs, helps migrate without restructuring everything. Now, let's assume that you are looking at publishing a multi-language platform. Obviously, Contentful is great, supports complex and global content. Now, if you're looking for strong workflows, I think workflow is great with Directors as well, but Contentful is really strong in terms of workflows, permissions, and approval flows. And when looking at visual editing, hands down, it is Builder.io, because obviously it's a drag and drop interface. Let's non-technical users create professional pages without coding. Uh, if you look at, let's look at another point, which is company size and the growth stage. Like, let's assume your company is just starting out doing MVPs and stuff. It's better use Strapi, Payload, or Directors, because it's very affordable, very fast to set up. Now it's a growing business. Obviously, Directors is great. Builder.io is great. Depends on the team that you are using. Contentful is extraordinary if you're scaling significantly faster. Larger enterprises, definitely Contentful was the first choice. Directors and Payload can also be a great choice apart from that. Now let's look at pricing. Okay, obviously, when evaluating or switching CMSs, or getting into the phase of choosing a CMS, pricing plays a great role, right? Let's assume that you're a fast growing company with 2 million monthly visitors, 20 million API calls per month, 10 users in roles management. You would have to look at what is a great alternative to Sanity right now in terms of pricing. Sanity's pricing is decent, it's mid range. Now, Directors comes in really cheap. I wouldn't call it cheap, but comes in really affordable. Payload as well is really affordable. Now there are different other aspects that you'll have to choose when pricing is okay for you. Now, Contentful can get really expensive. Now, if you are an enterprise, you would not mind paying that, because obviously it Contentful scales with time. And Strapi again is on the lower side with 25 to 40K, but Builder.io can get expensive. Builder.io has also revised their prices, which we are not exactly sure of. But at this point of time, these are approximations based on the market research and what we know about them. Uh, so yes, so that is what we know about. And let me just look at the next part of it, which is obviously the part about how different it is, like when you're choosing for enterprise or developer focused platform. So obviously, let's look at like this. It's like, um, when evaluating a CMS platform, right, it's obviously important to distinguish between enterprise oriented and developer focused solution. Like, say for example, a Contentful is rich in features and support, right? It but it's very expensive. Now this is only for enterprise level. You generally don't choose it for like a basic level. Now if you're looking for like very developer focused platforms, then obviously Directus and Payload works, because there's a lot of customization, a lot of flexibility that you need. I think better value that you can give for a developer team is to choose Directus and Payload. Now, the second point is about open source or commercial solutions. Like every CMS, right? Decision between open source or commercial solution represents a fundamental strategic choice. So, I think it also drills down to what exactly you need. Like, for example, a lot of them need control over their data, and then I think that's when a lot of them end up choosing an open source solution, because customizable, self-hostable, great for tech-savvy teams. Now, commercial solutions like Contentful or Builder.io are hassle-free and well-supported. Ideal for teams with few developers, but obviously, right, like your infrastructure is under their control, so that is obviously going to be there. Uh, Obviously, now if you are considering migrating from Sanity, I mean, this is a point which you can always look at. There could be there are things that you have to look at, like for example, content modeling requirement, how complex are your content structures, integration landings, landscapes, team capabilities, content volume, time constraints, a lot of things. I think these are things you need to look at from a business standpoint. Now if you have to look at, right, like a smart migration plan can yield, say, an ROI in 6 to 12 months. Honestly, I mean, if you look at if we look at as to how we have dealt with clients and how things have rolled out for us, obviously, yes, if you look at the migration entirely, within 6 to 12 months you will have the return on investment. Now, coming to a conclusion about finding a best alternative of Sanity, Sanity is definitely powerful, but not always the right long term fit. Um, so obviously you'll have to consider a lot of factors which I mentioned before, and then come to a decision, which is not at all easy, and that is exactly why we are here. So obviously you need a flexibility and low cost. Directus is a strong, very strong with databases and has no license. Like say, want a TypeScript native developer playground, Payload CMS. Managing global content, Contentful. Need visual page building, Builder.io. So this is like a very short conclusion of what you can look at. Now, I totally understand that, I have covered a lot of things here, and it could be really overwhelming for you. But obviously, uh, we can definitely help you with expert guidance and more extensive, walkthrough through our use cases. So that's exactly why we offer you like 20 hours of free development time, including one-on-one consultation, to help you evaluate your specific needs, understand which alternative makes sense for your context, and design the right content architecture for your product roadmap. Now, I have already told you why work with us, what is there. Obviously, there's another reason why you should also work with us, is because we have actually built all of these things using Sanity, without Sanity. We have been in this space where we had to choose an alternative of Sanity as well. So we understand the real world trade-offs between different CMS approaches. We have helped teams make the right choice on the actual requirement, team structure, growth plans, not just the latest of trends or anything that's there on the internet. We've helped teams ship clean and scalable solutions, clean and scalable CMS powered products, and avoid that costly route. So our company website is would be given on the description. So, and my calendar would be given, and you can book a time and let's talk through your specific setup and requirement. And of course, you need to go and like and subscribe and stick around, because we have a lot of content coming in about headless CMS, about SaaS products, about how to build systems that actually work at scale and for a certain use case. So, with that, I say bye to you. Catch you in the next one. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much.